Stop touching the computer if you don't need to, okay?
Good afternoon. We'll get started in a minute.
Okay.
All right, good afternoon. How's everyone today?
Good.
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 Awesome. All right, we'll be started. All right, you need a little sleep paper. We'll start with writing. Writing is always our first subject when we meet. So bright. I'm on Zoom. I'm on Zoom. Interrogative sentences. So you're going to, so I'm gonna give you instructions of what to do, how to write the sentence, and that's what you do, okay? All right, let's start with number one. So number one, I want it to be a declarative sentence. Okay, but not yet, don't start yet. So a declarative sentence, but I need the word Tuesday in it. Okay? So go ahead. So for number one, it has to be a declarative sentence, and you have to have the pronoun, the proper noun, Tuesday inside of it. Go ahead. Give you a minute. Well, why you doing that? Okay, let's hear some sentences for number one. Okay, go ahead, Harlem.
I am going to the park on Tuesday.
I am going to the park on Tuesday. Good. Okay, Evan.
On Tuesday, I will get ice cream.
On Tuesday, I will get ice cream. Good. Awesome. Okay, Lyric. Oh, you're on mute?
I have a new toy.
Well, that is a declarative, but you had to have the word Tuesday inside of it. So how can you add Tuesday?
On Tuesday, I got a new toy.
Good. On Tuesday, I got a new toy. Good. And one more. Let's see. Amina, go ahead. We have others we'll do, so it's okay.
Dad likes Tuesday.
Mom and Dad like Tuesday. Good. All right, let's go to number two. Okay, I want an interrogative sentence. And for the interrogative sentence, you will ask, so say if you are meeting someone for the first time, what's an interrogative sentence you would ask? Write it down. If you're meeting someone for the first time, what's an interrogative sentence you would say? You would ask them.
Like the thing you asked them?
Yeah, like if you're meeting them for the first time, what's something you would ask someone that you met for the first time?
Miss Bluejay,
Yes.
I saw what?
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 Like wood, like the wood you chop, or like would you be like that wood?
No, not wood. What?
Like the word what? I thought you said what, then I thought you said would, but
What?
use it in a sentence.
What's your name?
Yeah, the word what? W-H-A-T. Okay, a couple more seconds. Okay, let's share some of those. The interrogative sentence, something you would ask someone the first time you meet them. Hannah. It's not under. All right, it should let you do now. All right. Okay, it's unmuted, Hannah.
Where do you live?
Where do you live? Okay, good. Brian, what would I ask someone first time I meet them?
Do you want to be friends and go eat cupcakes at lunch?
Good. Do you want to be friends and eat cupcakes at lunch? Good. Okay, Josiah.
Could we go to the park?
Could we go to the park? Good. Carly?
Will you be my friend?
Will you be my friend? Good. Awesome. And I'm sure you'll have some good ones. Remember, it's okay if you don't get to share this one time. Okay, let's do number 3.
Oh.
Ready?
Oh, probably have to go.
All right, circle a sentence that matches the picture. So you need to read the sentence. Okay, 3. Give me another declarative sentence. With an idea inside of it. Declarative sentence with an idea. Yes, good. Write it. You can do them all. Declarative sentence with an idea.
I know. I feel joy. And you do? Joy.
And what's your going on?
I can feel this joy. I will play and eat.
Okay, a few more seconds.
Three. I'm going to spell joy and peace. So they're going to be.
All right, let's share some. So a declarative sentence with an idea. Okay, Solomon, go ahead.
I am mad at Jacob.
I am mad at Jacob. That's what Esau probably said. Yep. Okay. Kamal.
I am very happy today.
I am very happy today. Good. Okay. Carly.
I am peace.
I have peace. Good. Evan.
I am tired.
I am tired. Good. Amina.
I am happy.
I am happy. Josiah. Oh, you just, yeah.
I am sad.
I am so mad, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Hannah.
I'm filled with joy.
I am filled with joy. Good. Okay, that's everybody. Yes, I think that's it. Yep. Okay, good. So that's number 3. All right, 4.
Yay.
We're not done, of course. Okay, give me an interrogative sentence.
What interrogative sentence and a declarative sentence?
Okay, give me an interrogative sentence you would ask your parents. What's an interrogative sentence you would ask your parents?
This one is basic.
Miss Regent,
Uh-huh.
I kind of wrote the wrong thing on the other sentence that we did, and I wrote the one that we're supposed to do now.
Okay. That's okay. You can just do the one, that's fine. I see what you're saying. Then you book say.
Okay.
All right, go to your letters book. Okay, let's share some. All right, interrogative sentence you would ask your parent, Harlem.
Can we go to the park?
Can we go to the park? Okay, Brian.
Mom and Dad, can I go get a toy?
Mom and Dad, may I get a toy? Good. Connie?
My mom, I could go outside.
Okay, I asked Mom if I could go outside.
Can I have a toy?
Can I have a toy? Okay, Amina. Can I have a cookie? Good.
Snack.
All right, let's see. Lyric, go ahead.
Let's ask my mom if we can go to the zoo.
Can we go to the zoo? Good. Cabell.
Can we go outside now?
Can we go outside now? Okay, Josiah.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Hmm?
Can we go to Chuck E. Cheese?
Can we go to Chuck E. Cheese? Good, Hannah.
Can I have a snack?
May I have a snack? Good. Can I have a snack? Solomon?
Can we go to Target?
Can we go to Target? Good. Awesome. Good job. So that's kind of how the test will be on tomorrow. Again, you'll read the sentences. Tomorrow's Thursday. You'll read the sentence, identify what type of sentence, correct it, edit it, and you'll do some of your own as well. Okay? Awesome. Good job. All right, let's go ahead and go with some charts. Let's do chart 7 and 8 today. Mhm.
Can I open up the next one?
All right, try 7 is here in a second.
I'm going to do it.
All right, ready on 3. 1, 2, 3. Be
PR says purr and pray. DR says grr and sing. SM says and smoke. SP says and scat.
all right, find capital A.
SK says and scat. SP says and this is okay, Mariah. Says
It should be capital A today. What page?
That's what. And
Okay.
twin SPL says
Capital A is not hard. It's the same way as little a is bigger.
slash. SCR says and U says
and screen.
N says and snack. SL says school and sleep. STR says stir and spring.
All right, good. So now we are on chart 8.
Can I please?
Brian already asked. Yes.
Do I have to do it? Can I go to the bathroom first? So we just taking fish and five.
Mhm.
And then
I'm not gonna say you. Just you have to raise your hand.
oh,
All right, chart 8. Let's begin on 3. 1, 2, 3. THR says
Three.
AR
R says R in star.
CH
Says
in
in
church.
church.
R
R says
morning.
morning.
U says
Ow.
W says ow.
W says ow. W says
And R says in verse. UR says nurse. R says oi in coins. Y says boy. O says in book.
LL says
Okay.
Up and walk.
Okay.
A H says
All right, good.
in bold. It's
All right, so yesterday we learned about the part of a sentence that tells us the who. So today we're going to learn the part of the sentence that tells us the what. Now let's see if you remember from yesterday. Which part of the sentence tells us the who? We call it the what?
the subject.
Subject, okay. Did everybody say subject? I see some people say it. Okay,
Subject.
yes. So the subject is the who. So when we say the who, we say the subject. Okay? Subject equals the who. So now let's talk about what the second part of a sentence is called. So when we have the what happened part that tells us what's going on, it's called the predicate.
Predicate.
Say that.
Predicate.
So the predicate tells us what happened. The subject tells us who. The predicate tells us what happened. So now you will see it in your book eventually. I don't think today, but you'll see it where it's going to ask you what subject and predicate, because that's the difference. That's what we're going to reference it as, subject, predicate. In your test next week, we'll have it on there. So your subject tells you who the sentence is about. Your predicate tells you the what happened. Okay? So you divide your sentence the same way between your who and what, but now we divide between the subject and predicate. Subject is our who, predicate is the what happened. So let's look at our first one. Dad and I fish at the pond. Dad and I fish at the pond. Where would I divide this sentence? Dad and I fish at the pond. Anybody knows where would I divide? Carly?
I and fish.
Between I and fish. Good, because dad and I is the subject and fish at the pond is the predicate. So we underline the subject once, dad and I, and we underline the predicate twice. One.
I never forgot that part. I'm done.
All right. Go to the bathroom. Okay. Subject was dad and I. That's who it was about. Predicate, fish at the pond. That's what they did. Okay. Let's look at the next one. I put a worm on my hook. I put a worm on my hook. Where am I dividing? Solomon.
Worm.
Between and worm?
Yeah.
Try again. I put a worm on my hook.
I put oh no.
Okay. Okay, would anyone like to try? Harlem, where would I divide?
Worm and on.
Okay, not quite, guys. Look at this good. I put a worm on my hook. Remember, you're looking for the who. Once you identify the who, you split it. So I put a worm on my hook. Try again. Where would I divide this sentence? Okay, Brian.
Between worm and
Not there.
Said that.
Yeah. Josiah.
A.
A and what? Worm? No. So someone said and worm. I said no. Someone said worm and on. I said no. Okay. Where would I divide? Hannah.
I am put.
I am put, guys. I think y'all were looking at worm and you thought worm was the subject, but you forgot about the I. I was the person. I means a person. They are talking about themselves. That's why they say I. Pronoun. So I put a worm on my hook. So I is my subject. Underline it once. Put a worm on my hook is the predicate. Underline twice. So I, guys, so don't overlook the I. Whenever a sentence starts with the I, that's your subject. You, I. Next one, Dad cooked the fish on a fire. Dad cooked the fish on a fire. Okay, where would I divide? Dad and cook. What's my subject? Dad is the subject, and what's the predicate?
Cook the fish.
On our part. Good.
The fire.
Okay. So we have our subject is the who, and our predicate is the what happened, what they did. Do we understand subjects and predicates?
Yes, ma'am. Me too.
You have a question, Camille? I see your hand up. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the next part. So today we're going to also learn what's called compound words. A compound word is whenever we have two small words that we put together to make a big word. Okay? Please stop putting emojis on the screen. Thank you so much for not doing that. Thank you. So again, a compound word is when we have two words that we put together to make it into a big word, okay? Two small words together to make a bigger word. So we already kind of learned this last year, but I'm just going over. So look at my words here. Let's talk about the two small words in each word. The first word is midnight. What are the two small words in midnight? Mid and night. Two small words, mid and night. Next I'll have football. What are the two small words?
Foot and ball.
And ball.
Football.
Sidewalk. What are the two small words? Side and wall. Cornstalk.
Cornstalk.
Corn and stalk. Rainfall.
Rain.
And fall.
Rain and
and
fall. Butterfly.
Butterfly.
Butter and fly. Good. So a compound word is when we have two small words that we put together to make into a big word. Compound word. Okay? Compound words. So you'll see this in your book. The compound words, they'll probably ask you to identify the small words. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and do our reading so you can get your reading book out. That's it for phonics today. Subjects and predicates.
Clary. Raise your hand. Hey, Trillion.
So we finished the story of Adam and Eve yesterday. Today we are on page 98.
Yes.
It was out in the country.
Okay, so all right, the stone in the road. This is the story we're on today on page 98. Okay, are we ready?
students.
Mm-hmm.
Can I read?
Okay, yeah. The stone in the road. All right, everybody's ready? Okay, let's look at 98. All right, go ahead, Harlem.
Long ago, a rich man had a fine big house out in the country. Every day, many people would pass on the road in front of his house. The rich man was kind to all the people who went by. He let them rest in the shade of his oak trees, and he gave them water from his well. He even gave them food if they needed it. But the rich man was sad to see so many lazy people pass by. These lazy people like to grumble. They grumble because they had to work so hard. They grumble because they did not have a fine big house like the rich man's.
Okay, good. Sorry, I was me. So there's a rich man, right? He had a house in the country and he was kind to everyone. But what made the rich man sad to see?
The lazy people.
The lazy people, right? And he said because they did what?
They
They grumbled all the time, which is like complaining all the time. And he didn't like that. Okay, let's look at 99. Let's do half of 99. Well, let's see. Do the whole thing. All right, Carly. Go ahead.
They grumbled because they were not rich. One day the rich man put a big stone in the middle of the road. Then he waited to see what would happen. By a man came along leading a cow who put his stone in my pathway. He cried out. He grumbled and grumbled because the stone was in his path, but he did not try to get it out of the way. He did not think of others. He just thought of himself. As he grumbled, he walked by the stone and went on his way.
Good. Okay. All right. So remember, the people who grumbled bothered him. So one day the rich man was like, you know what? I'm going to kind of, I guess, see, he wanted to put let us test the people. So one day the rich man put a big stone in the middle of the road just to see what will possibly happen. Right. And so everybody came by, and what did they do? And grumbled, right? Nobody, well, yeah, I don't want to say the story. Yes, so they all just grumbled and just passed around it. They didn't even, try to get it out of the way. They just passed around it. Okay, 100. Okay, go ahead, Hannah. I'll go between the two. You'll read. I'm gonna tell you when to stop, okay?
Okay.
All right.
The next day, the next to come was a farmer with a wagon and a team of horses. He was on his way to the middle. What is this stone doing here? Grumbled the farmer. It is in my way. Then the farmer drove around the stone and went on his way to the mill. What that was the way it went all day long. Everyone who saw the stone grumbled because it was there, but no one tried to get it out of the way. At last, a boy who worked at the mill came along. It was late in the evening. The boy had worked all day and he was very tired. He wanted to get home in time to eat with his mother and father.
Good. You can stop there. Good job. Very good. Okay. So the farmer comes and does he move it out the way? No, he just goes around it like everyone else. And everybody else did the same thing. They complained about it, but nobody just thought like, oh, let's move it. So then finally we have a boy that comes, the boy who worked at the mill. Okay, so let's read about and see what he does. Okay, Evan, come on. You read there to here.
Okay. When the boy saw, when the boy saw the boy came to the stone, he said it would soon be dark. Someone may fall over the stone and hurt himself. I will get it out of the way. The stone was very big and hard to lift. The boy choked and tugged at it, and at last he got it to the side of the road. And there will the stone has been he found a pot of solid gold. It had been hiding under the stone all the time. On the pot was Jesus. This pot and the gold for the one who takes away the stone. The happy boy went home to his mother and father with the pot of gold. The rich man saw this and he was glad because at last he had found someone who was not a hard work.
Good. Okay. So thank you, Evan. So the boy comes, right? And what does he decide to do?
Pull it out the way.
To get it out of the way, right? And what was underneath the stone?
A pot of gold.
So you see how if they would have just moved it out of the way, they all could have potentially got the pot of gold. Yeah. But because they were grumblers and all they wanted to do was complain, they missed it, right? And so the boy came and he saw it and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna move it. So does that mean he was lazy?
No.
No, that means he actually took the initiative to move it out of the way, and he did. And look at that, he had a pot of gold underneath there. So the rich man was happy because he saw someone who was not afraid of working.
Hard working.
Yep, hardworking. All right, 103. This is our land.
Done with this book.
Okay, go ahead, Solomon. 103, this is our land.
This is a map of the United States. Our state is one of the 50 states on the map. God gave us this land for our home. It the land of the free and the home of the brave. God wants us to keep it that way. The United States is the best of all land for us. We love all land from sea to sinking sea.
Okay, good. So we're not testing on this. It's just for us to read. Okay, and it talks about our land, 50 states. All right, 104. Any volunteer? Okay, Amina, come on. Oh, sorry.
God gave us the United States fields with pine trees and oaks. He made wide plains with green grass. He made blue lakes and deep wide seas. He gave us all that we need. Good, brave people begin this country for you and me. They were people who loved God. The pilgrims came here so they could read the Bible and pray. We
Oh, you
thank
went to the
God
bathroom?
for them.
You went to the bathroom?
We love our flag, the red,
Okay,
white,
get in the
and
bathroom.
blue. The flag stands for United States. The red means that we must be brave. The white means that we must be pure. The blue means that we must be true. The stripes stand for
Okay, all right, so 104, good, so she finished this is our land. All right, 105, anyone would like to read 105? All right, anybody online that did not read, because Harlem's raising his hand and I'll call him if not. Okay, go ahead, Harlem.
The 13 stripes stand for the first 13 states. The 15 stars stand for the 50 states. That makes up our land today. Each state has its own star. The first flag had just 13 stars, one star for each of the first 13 states. We love our flag and our country. We thank God for the United States. We ask God to help us to be brave, pure, and true.
Yes, good, so that's discussing the flag. Okay, 106. There are many flags. Okay, thank you, Josiah. 106.
There are many flags in many lands. There are flags of every hue, but there never was a flag so grand as our own, red, white, and blue.
Okay, good. Be true. Anyone would like to read be true? Be true? Nobody?
I want to read.
Oh, I was saying for that. Okay, come on. Let's go back to Carly. Be true. 107. Okay.
Listen by boys. I a word for you in all that you do. Be true. Be true. At work or at play in darkness or light. Be true. Be true. And stand for the right. Right. And you my fine girls, have a word for you. 'Tis the very same. Be true. Be true. For truth is the sun, and a lie is the night. Be true, my children, and stand for the right.
Good. Okay. 108. Almost done. So who's gonna finish us off? 108 and 9, and we're done.
Abby can read 9, and I can read 8.
Okay, go ahead, Cabell. Okay.
How to be brave. Trust in God. Ask Him to help you. Praise God and tell Him thank you. Fear not, for God is with you. How to be true. Love God. Do His will. Do not waste time. Do not lie. Do not steal. Take time to pray. Ask God to help you the best you can. How to be pure. Read the Bible each day. Ask God to help you do right. Praise Him. Run from the bad. And love the right.
Okay, awesome. All right, guys, so that means we are done with this book. We have completed our first book, Story Tree.
Finally.
Okay, so we are done. We're moving on to the next book, Treasure Chest. That's our next book. So make sure you have that book, Treasure Chest. That's our next book that we are moving on to. We'll start that on Monday. Okay, Treasure Chest. Yes.
You guys, and I messed up and it logged me out and then it logged me back in. And then when somebody was reading, it was still frozen.
Okay. Well, we just finished. Did you know that part?
Yes.
Two story trees.
Mhm.
And I want to live every day.
Okay, awesome. I'm gonna take it. We are done with that book. Okay, so Treasure Chest is our next book, guys. So keep that in mind for Monday.
I was very tired.
All right. Let's go ahead and go over some math. Let's start with some facts.
Facts.
Pages after we're done.
That's why I didn't even say anything. I was like, okay. All right, ready? So remember, we say the fact and we say the answer 3 times. I know it's showing the answer side. Okay, are we ready? All right, let's go.
6 plus 6 equals 12.
Thank you, Harlow. 12, 12, 12. Next one.
7 plus
7
9
plus 9
equals
equals
16.
6 and 6 and 16.
Good.
5
Plus 5 equals 10, 10, 10.
Good.
8 plus 8 equals 16, 16, 16.
16.
9 plus 5 equals 14, 14, 14.
9
9 plus 4 equals 13,
13,
13,
13,
13.
13.
9 plus 3 equals 12, 12, 12.
12.
9
9 plus
7
7
equals
equals
16,
16,
16,
16, 16.
9
9
plus
plus 2 equals
11,
11, 11, 11.
2
10
plus
plus
9
9
equals 11, 11,
11,
11.
11.
6
6
plus
plus
9
9
equals 15, 15, 15. 5
5
plus
plus
9
9
equals
equals
14, 14.
14.
9
plus
plus
9
9
equals
equals 18, 18.
18.
8
8
plus 9 equals 17, 17.
17.
17.
Awesome. Good job. Those plus 9 facts. That's really what I wanted to practice. That's will be on your test tomorrow. Those plus 9 facts. Okay. All right. So yesterday we learned how to tell time to the half hour. Well, that was on Monday. We learned how to tell time to half an hour. So remember, we have 2 hands on our clock. We have our long hand, which is the minute hand, and our short hand, which is the hour hand. The long hand, minute hand, tells us what minutes we are on, and we know the hour hand tells us the hour. So we already learned how to tell time to the hour, which means our minute hand will be on the 12, So then we learn what means half past or half an hour, which is half of 12, which is 6. And how many minutes is that? 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Okay. So anytime our long hand is pointing to the 6, that means half past. That means 30 minutes. So let's go ahead and do a time. So I have this time. What time would it be?
33.
3:30. So my hour is 3.
3:30.
And remember, if the long hand's pointing to the 6, that means 30. So it's 3:30. Okay. Okay, look at this one. Find your hour first. Then look where your minutes are.
10:30.
10:30.
10:30. 10:30, yes. Okay. One more.
One thirty.
1:30. No, it's pointing to the 1. 1:30. Okay, do you have a little sleep paper? You should still have it from writing.
Yeah, I didn't have it for mine.
No.
She's talking to the people online. No, she's not. Are you Miss Legit?
Paper. I use paper.
Okay. All right. So I want you to draw a clock and number it, and I'll tell you what time I want. So draw you a clock on a blank sheet and number it, and then show me your clock that you drew and numbered.
I do not have a blank sheet.
No, that's good. Yeah, we'll find one, a blank page on in the book.
It has lines. It's okay.
That's what I mean. Blank means nothing's on the page.
Look how big my clock is. Okay. So we got number 2, Miss Fusion? Yeah. Miss Fusion, I can't draw the line.
I think I made it wrong.
The clock. So start with 12, guys. That'll make it easier to number the clock if you start with 12. Remember when we learned how to number the clock? That's what I told you. Start with the 12 so that you can start 12 and then go 1 all the way around. It's easier. Whenever I number mine, I usually do 12, 9, 6, and 3, and then I fill in the rest of the numbers.
I did
Good.
12 and 6.
Okay.
Is this okay, Miss Susan? Oh, Evan, she said put that in the book sack. Oh, you do it.
Do you have any erase on your pencil? Then use the one on your pencil. Use the one on your pencil. Thank you.
That whole thing is the eraser.
Okay, we have our clocks ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes,
Let's
ma'am.
see some. Okay.
Draw a little circle in the middle. Look, I'm gonna draw my little circle in the middle. Whatever. I have a big one.
All right, so let's go ahead and do it. Okay. All right, so girls, I need you to show me 10:30. 10:30. Boys, I need you to show me 5:30. So girls, 10:30. Don't show it on the screen yet. Girls, 10:30. Boys, 5:30. Show me how that would look if I had to draw that on a clock.
I had this. Do we make that little box too?
10:30.
We should have passed in a book.
Okay. Okay, let's see, girls. 10:30. Let me see. That's 11 o'clock, Lyric.
Copying people.
Okay, boys, let's see 5:30.
Happy past. Happy past.
Okay. All right, good. I see it. Okay, so 10:30 means that it was what time? That was yours. 10:30 means that it was what time, girls? 10:30. And boys, 5:30 meant that it was what?
5:30.
5:30. Good. So 10:30, 5:30. Good. 30 minutes. Okay. All right. So today we're also going to learn how to build what's called a fact family. Okay, this is actually your lesson for tomorrow, but I'm going over today with you so that when you see it in your book, you're like, oh yeah, we talked about that.
I did it.
All right. So whenever we say building a fact family, that means we will only use certain numbers to create 2 addition and 2 subtraction facts, okay? We can only do that using certain numbers. A family is only consisting of certain people, right? Like your mom, your dad, your siblings, right? You wouldn't find a random person on the street and say, hey, you're my family, come on. You wouldn't say that, right? You wouldn't do that. That doesn't make sense. Well, it's the same way for this. You only can use the numbers that you have here. You cannot find any other number or use any other number to be a part of this family. So for each family, you only can use the numbers that are in the problem. Okay? So you'll always be able to create 2 addition and 2 subtraction facts from the number family. So these are addition and subtraction fact families. So I have 9, 12, and 3. Those are my 3 numbers that I can only use 9, 12, and 3, I cannot use any other number, okay? So we're gonna start with building an addition fact. So using only these 3 numbers, I have to make an addition fact. Now, which one is your biggest number? 12. So that obviously means that that's the number we're adding to, right? We have to be adding to 12. That's the biggest one. We can't say 12 plus 3 equals 9 or 9 plus 12 equals 3. No way possible. So that means we are adding to 12. So every time you get a fact family, find your bigger number. That means that's what you're adding to. Okay? Okay. So since I have 9, 12, and 3, so what does it mean? What would be an addition fact that I could make? I'm adding to 12. I only can use 9, 12, and 3. What would be an addition fact I would make? Hannah.
9 plus 3.
9 plus 3. Yes.
I already knew that.
That's all I can do. Now, could I say 5 plus 7 is 12?
No!
I can't say that. Why?
It doesn't equal it.
Here. I only can use what's in here. So 9 plus 3 is 12. What's another addition fact? Now, that would be the twin fact. Remember, we learned twin facts? That's whenever you have a fact that's the same fact, except the numbers are in different places. So 9 plus 3 is 12. What's another fact I could make? Evan.
3 plus 9 equals
3 plus 9 equals 12. Look at that. So these are twins. Twin means that it's the same fact. They're just written down differently. So 9 plus 3 is 12. 3 plus 9 is 12. Either way it goes, they both equal 12. Okay? So that's how I made addition facts from these 3 numbers. 9, 12, and 3. So now let's create subtraction facts. Now, we look at that big number again, which we said was 12. Now, since we added to 12 with the addition, guess what we'll start subtracting with?
11.
Where's 11 on here?
12.
We'll start subtracting with 12. Okay? We'll start subtracting with the number 12. Now, can we say 12 minus 2?
No.
No, there's no 2 in here. There's 9, 12, and 3. So, what could be a subtraction fact I could create? Does anyone know? A subtraction fact. Solomon.
1 plus 11.
Okay, so remember, we only can use 9, 12, and 3. We can't use any other number.
3 plus 9.
Hold on. Okay, so listen, guys. Whenever it comes to the subtraction facts, we only can use these 3 numbers. You're going to start subtracting with your big number. That's what you added to, 12. So that's what you're going to start subtracting with, 12. So Solomon, try again. So we know that we're starting with 12. So 12 minus what? You're on mute?
3
12
plus
minus
9.
what? You only have 2 other numbers. So 12 minus what? So remember, you have 9. Say it again.
3.
12 minus 3 is going to equal what? You only have 1 number left.
9.
9. There you go. 12 minus 3 is 9. That's the only subtraction fact I can make from this. 12 minus 3 equals 9. So who knows the other subtraction fact I could make? With only these 3 numbers, what's the other one? Now we know it's going to start with 12. So that leaves us with 2 numbers left. Okay, what other one can I make? Brian. We did that one. What was the other one? 9 equals 12 minus 9 equals 3. Look at that. Was anybody going to say that?
Yes.
So I made 2 addition and 2 subtraction facts using only the numbers 9, 12, and 3. See that? 9, 3, 12. 3, 9, 12. 12, 3, 9. 12, 9, 3. I cannot use any other numbers because I'm making a family with only these 3 numbers. So whenever you're doing your addition fact, you look at your bigger number and you say, that's what we're adding to. So your 2 smaller numbers will add to your bigger number. And when you start subtracting, you start with the bigger number and subtracting the smaller numbers. If I would try to say 9 minus 12 is 3, that's not possible at all. I can't take 12 out of 9. 12 is bigger than 9. Okay, let's look at another one. So I have 5, 11, and 6. Okay, let's start with addition facts. So we have 5, 11, and 6. What's our biggest number?
11.
So obviously we're going to add to number, no, 11. We're adding to 11. You add to your bigger number. So what's an addition fact that I can make? I think I already asked you to stop putting emojis on the screen. I'm not going to ask again. What's an addition fact I can make with 5, 11, and 6? An addition fact I could make. Kamel.
5 plus 6 equals 11.
Thank you. 5 plus 6 equals 11. What's another addition fact I could make? Same thing, just switched around. Harlem.
6 plus 5 equals 11.
6 plus 5 equals 11. Good. So now let's go into subtraction. Now remember, just like we did on 12, we start subtracting with our bigger number. So what's a subtraction fact I could create from 5, 6, and 11? Okay, go ahead, Evan.
11 minus 6.
Equals?
5.
11 minus 6 equals 5. That's the only 3 numbers I can use. What's another subtraction fact I can create from 5, 11, and 6?
11 plus 5.
Minus? 11 minus 5 equals?
6.
Good. 6. Okay, you see that? I had to add to 11. Then I start subtracting with 11. All right? Let me go ahead and give you one. And you'll try this one on your own, on your paper that you should have.
I didn't have my paper. And then we took it out. Because I was waiting for you to
draw that.
Yes. So 15, 9, and 6. So Josiah, Lyric, Serenity, you can write these out for me. Everybody else, you're good. You don't have to do it. But the names I just called, go ahead and do these. No, y'all do it too.
I know when I read it.
So your 3 numbers are 15, 9, and 6. Create 2 addition, 2 subtraction.
15. Minus.
Yeah, and I would create them. Do them all 4. So you're doing all 4. 2 addition, 2 subtraction. Then I look at it.
What was it
Now
again?
wait. 15, 9, and 6 right here. You have to create 2 addition facts, 2 subtraction, only using these 3 numbers.
Okay. So how am I gonna do that?
We're gonna talk about it. Are we almost done? The names are names. Josiah, Lyric, Serenity. Almost.
How am I gonna do that? Oh, I know. How much do we have to make?
Hmm?
How much do we have to make?
You have to create 2 addition and 2 subtraction facts from this. Okay, I'll give you a couple more seconds. All right, so let's discuss. So, addition facts. Go ahead and give me one, Josiah.
Mine was 15.
6 plus 9 equals 15. Okay. Larry, give me the other addition fact.
6 plus 9 equals 15.
Say it again.
6 plus 9.
Yeah, that's what he gave me. So what's the other one?
Oh, 9 plus 6, 15.
Thank you. Okay, Serenity, subtraction fact with those 3 numbers.
Okay. 9 plus 3 equals 12.
We did that one already over here. We're on 15, 9, and 6.
Okay. 15, 9, and 6.
And we're doing subtraction.
Oh, so let me make some.
I'm gonna mess up your markers doing that. Okay, anybody has a subtraction fact? Go ahead, Amina.
9
Impossible. Camille, go ahead and give me a subtraction fact.
15 minus 6 equals 9.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
15 minus 6 equals 9.
15 minus 6 equals 9. Good. We always start subtracting with our big number. We cannot subtract 6 out of 15. 6 minus 15. There's no way possible. You can't take that many out of 6. Okay, what's our other subtraction fact? Okay, Hannah, what is it?
15 minus 9.
15 minus 9 equals 6. Good. Okay, so that's creating addition and subtraction fact families. So you'll see this in your book tomorrow, not today, because today's lesson is something different, but this is for tomorrow. And then you'll see it in your book other times too. All right, so today we are going to move on to coins. We're going to learn dimes and pennies. Okay, so we know that a dime, well, let me put it down. Okay, so we're going to learn dimes and pennies today and how to combine them. So this here is a penny. Okay, we know the penny. A penny is very distinct, and we know the penny because it's the only coin that's brown, number one. Two, Abraham Lincoln is the only one facing a different way. Like if you look at the dime, see that? He's facing opposite. And most of the coins are facing this way, but on the nickel, he's facing the opposite way. I mean, on the penny, he's facing the opposite way. Plus, pennies are brown. So that's how we usually know a penny. But in your book, it doesn't show you the color. So you're going to have to pay attention to those signs that'll tell you that it's a different coin. Okay? So here is the penny here. Pennies are brown. Okay? Abraham Lincoln is on the penny. Does anyone remember how much a penny is worth?
1.
1 cent. So that means we count by 1 when we have the penny. This is the front. This is the back. Anytime a coin is on the back, 1 cent, it will tell you what it is. 1 cent. So that's a penny. Next, we have our dimes. Dimes are smaller than pennies. Actually, dimes are the smallest coin. Does anyone remember how much a dime is worth?
10 cents.
10 cents. A dime is worth 10 cents, so we count by
10.
whenever we have a dime. A dime is worth 10 cents, and we count by 10. This is the front. This is the back, and on the back, it tells you 1 dime. So if it's ever facing the back, you'll just look at 1 dime, and you say, oh, that's a dime. A dime is worth 10 cents. So today we're going to combine the two together and count them together. Okay, so what's important whenever we're combining the dimes and pennies is to know how to switch your counting. Not only that, but also to identify the coin, but also to know how to stop counting a certain way. So like you'll have dimes usually first, but when you run into pennies, you have to know that those are pennies and that you have to change your counting. That's what's going to be important when it comes to mixed counting, mixing the coins together. You have to know how to shift your counting. Okay, so let's look here on the board. I have 4 dimes and 3 pennies, and I put a line to separate the two, okay? So who already knows how to count this out?
Me. I'll never
Okay, so would someone like to count it out for us? Okay, go ahead, Kamel, go ahead. So let's count this out.
10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43.
Good. So you see how whenever she ran into the pennies, she stopped saying the tens, and then she started counting by ones. That's going to be important. Always do your tens first. When you see that it's shifting to ones, you stop where the tens stop and start counting by ones after that. And that's what she did. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43. How much money? 43 cents. Now, and you're gonna have to make sure when it comes to counting coins that you put that cent sign behind it. always put the cent sign behind it. Always. Okay? Guess what happens if you don't? You lose points on your test. Yes, so make sure you put the cent symbol. Let's look at the next one. Anybody would like to count this one for us? Go ahead, Brian.
10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
Good. So she counted 10, 20. When she saw that it went to ones, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. How much, Brian?
26 cents.
26 cents. Good. Okay, let's look at the next one. Now, this one can be tricky sometimes, this kind of counting. But I think y'all can do it. Okay, Harlem, go ahead and count this one for us.
10, 11, 12.
Good. So we went from 10, then it went straight to ones. So we say 11, then 12. How much money, Harlem?
12 cents.
12 cents. Awesome. This is really a review. I think we knew this already. Good. So you will see this in your book. Now, it's easier on the board because we know exactly what to count. But in your book, it's not in color or anything. So you're going to have to really pay attention, guys. Dimes will always usually be first. And then it'll have the pennies behind it. But look the size difference. They're not the same size. Pennies are bigger than dimes. So that's what you have to make sure. Also, you can put the numbers underneath like I do to help you count it, to keep track of what you're counting, okay? So you'll see that in your math book if you hadn't done it already today. All right, so real quickly, let's go over science and social studies, and we'll be done for the day. So science on page 20. Page 20, our skeleton. So we are talking about our skeletal system, which is the system with our skeleton, right? So we have over 206 bones in our bodies. That's a lot of bones. So on this, the bones are the framework of your body. It's what holds your body up. That's why we're able to stand up and put our arms straight or raise our arm up high. It's because those bones in there, they work and they keep it all solid. So we have like our skull, for example, which protects our brain, our eyes, our nose, all of that, ears. That's all inside of that part of our body. So all of the bones are, you have to know all the different bones on the chart. That's what your test will have on it. You'll have questions too, but you'll have to know the bones. So please study that so that you can identify all the bones in the body. So then after we talked about the bones, we went to the next part, which is our muscles. So the muscles are the parts that move. So whenever I'm twisting my hand like this, those are the muscles that are moving around. Some of our muscles, our brain has to tell us to move, right? So if we know that a teacher's asking a question, we'll raise our hand. And so that's the way our muscle, we're doing this. But we also have muscles that move on their own. These are called our organs. So the heart is one of those muscles that moves on its own. The heart pumps on its own. You have your lungs, your liver, your kidney, your intestine, stomach, all of that's moving on its own. We don't have to tell it move. Come on, go ahead, heart, beat. It's doing it on its own. So if you look at page 22, we talked about how some muscles are attached to bones. Those are called the skeletal muscles. They are connected by what's called a tendon. That's what connects them together. Okay, so these are some of the test questions you'll have. Please continue to review your pages. I'm sure we just did it now, but tomorrow go over it for your test on Friday. Okay, so that's what we did in science this week. Our bones, the skeletal system. Okay, and then our muscles and how they move and how some muscles don't move on their own, the organs. Okay, let's go to social studies, page 37. Let's talk about the pilgrims.
Which page is it again?
37.
Am I writing?
Yep.
All right, 37. So when the pilgrims got here, it was not easy for them at all. They actually arrived in the winter time, which is probably not the best time to arrive. They did not know how to plant anything. They didn't know how to hunt or fish or anything. So that means they had no food, and they came at a season where food really wasn't growing. So that was really a difficult winter for them when they arrived in 1620. And some of them fell sick. Some of them even died because of starvation and because of sickness as well. So it was really rough for them when they arrived here. But in the spring of 1621, I'm on page 38, in the spring of 1621, that kind of changed for them, right? They were able to meet the Native Americans who helped them out. Specifically, a Native American named Squanto was the one who helped them learn a lot of different things because they didn't really know anything, really. They didn't know how to survive. So Squanto taught them how to plant things like corn, pumpkin, and squash. He taught them how to plant these different things so that when the next winter would come, they would have food, and also just for them to have food in general. So Squanto taught them about maize, which is also called corn. He taught them how to plant it, and he also taught them the different uses for corn. Like you can make cornmeal, you can make hominy, you can make cornbread, roasted ears. You can do all of those things with corn. So he also taught them how to plant it, dig a hole in the ground, put the seed in there, and he put a dead fish. And I'm sure they were shocked when he did that, but he did that because he fertilized the ground, which added nutrients, good things to the soil so that all the crops could grow. So not only on page 40, not only did he teach them how to plant corn and how to make different things with corn, but he also taught them how to hunt. They did not know how to hunt as well. So he taught them how to hunt for deer, how to hunt for turkey. He also taught them how to make nets so that they could fish, so that they could catch fish as well. So the Native Americans and Squanto were very helpful to the pilgrims because they taught them a lot of things they did not know how to do. So by the time the next winter was approaching, they were prepared and ready. And so they were really thankful to God on page 41. They were really thankful to the Lord because God had sent Squanto and the Native Americans to help them. So they decided to set aside a day to give thanks and praise to God. And this day on page 43, this day was known as Thanksgiving Day. That's the day they got together to give thanks to the Lord. They celebrate the original Thanksgiving, the one they celebrated in 1621, was 3 days, but we only celebrate a day now. So it wasn't always a holiday. It wasn't until Abraham Lincoln was president that he declared that Thanksgiving would be a holiday, a national holiday. And we celebrate Thanksgiving the fourth Thursday in November. This is a test question. Every fourth Thursday in November, so you count 4 Thursdays in November, that is when Thanksgiving is every single year. So that's why Thanksgiving Day changes every year. Some holidays have the same day, like the number. They may change the day of the week, but they have the same number. But that's why Thanksgiving, like last year, I think it was maybe like the 27th or something. And this year is on the 25th. But that's because it's on the 4th Thursday. So it just depends on what the 4th Thursday falls on. Okay, so that was your social studies this week on the Pilgrim. So everything I just reviewed, that's pretty much what it'll be on the test. Okay, so pretty simple. All right, good. So that is it for us today, guys. We covered all of our subjects. Everything is done. Just complete your workbook pages and your spelling. If you hadn't done any of that, just remember your Greek and Latin ornithos, which means bird, and equus, which means horse. Just remember that, okay? So that is it for us today. It was great seeing you all on today. I'm happy that you joined us. I will put the video up. You have all your tests on tomorrow. Well, some phonics, language. You have math and writing tomorrow, okay? Are we good?
Yes.
Yes, awesome. All right, guys. So I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow for our phonics test, okay? And Bible. All right, bye.